All right, what's up, guys? Yeah, I got a jersey, by the way. I haven't made a video in a while, at least a video where I show my face and all that shit. But yeah, I got a jersey for my birthday. It's a Patty Mahomes jersey. It's very nice, but like obviously, like I said, I've made just like a video where I sit down and talk about my thoughts in a while. So I decided, since I've been thinking a lot about the upcoming season for the Chiefs and all that, because we're less than 50 days away. September 5th, kickoff game. Chiefs versus Ravens. Hype, hype, hype. I mean, personally, I think we might lose that game, but it doesn't fucking matter. It's a regular season. But one of the things I've been thinking about recently is, are we gonna threepeat? And like, I made a Reddit post about it the other day, and I've been watching videos about it since then. Like, I just wanted to give my thoughts about whether or not we are gonna threepeat. So let's talk about that. So obviously, let's get it out of the way. It's gonna be tough. Obviously, no team has ever fucking three-peated in NFL history. And like, there's been like what 8 teams with the opportunity to do so. Like, I think the Patriots, the 04-05 Patriots, they had the chance to do so. I think they got kicked out of the divisional round in the next season where they tried to three-peat. And like, lots of these teams, like, they either don't make it to the playoffs or they get like eliminated early on in the playoffs when they're trying to three-peat. So yes, no team has ever done it before. But to be honest, I don't think. I feel like all those teams are a lot different than the Kansas City Chiefs, and here's why I'm gonna say that. For starters, this season was a really bad season in the regular season at least, and we won the fucking Super Bowl. And like, I know like a lot of people, I may be over exaggerating, but like when I actually sat down and thought about it, like I think I personally kind of forgot how bad the regular season was this season. Like, think about it. We lost to the Broncos 24-9, the fucking Denver Broncos. We barely made it past the fucking New York Jets. We beat them 23-20. We barely skid past them. We scored like what 17 points in the first quarter. Sorry about my fucking fire thing, by the way. We scored like 17 points in the first quarter, and then by the way, we beat them 23-20. We only scored 6 points throughout the rest of the fucking game. Like, we barely made it past the Jets. We lost to the fucking Broncos. We lost to the goddamn fucking Raiders, who didn't even score a single offensive touchdown because our offense was so fucking inept that we gave up 2 defensive touchdowns in like 10 seconds. Those were like 3 really bad games this season. We lost to the fucking Packers. I'm not saying the Packers are bad, but they're not really that great of a team that we should. We like this entire regular season we weren't ourselves. I don't think we beat any team that ended off above 500 with the exception of the fucking Jaguars. And like, they were 9-8. They barely made it past 500, and they fucking choked near the end of their season and got eliminated from the playoffs. So yeah, but then like obviously in the playoffs, like, we elevated ourselves and we won. Oh wait, no, we did beat the Bengals, mind you, but they didn't even have Joe Burrow, so it doesn't count. But yeah, obviously, we fucking elevated ourselves in the playoffs and we won the Super Bowl. And I'm just gonna say that we won the Super Bowl on a fucking down year. Okay, and this was a down year. Okay, this is like, I think like Mahomes' worst like statistical performance in almost any category for like his entire career, or like at least since like his first season as a starter. And like, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I think this season he threw the most interceptions he's ever thrown before. And in the playoffs, he only threw 1 interception in the fucking Super Bowl. So like, obviously, this was a down year, and we won the fucking Super Bowl. We had like problems where like we got better in the off season. We got better in the off season. We acquired Worthy, that elevates our wide receiver room because he's really good. And I know we're having like legal problems with Rashi Rice, but to be honest, I don't think he's gonna get suspended until like he at least gets convicted. And with how slow the fucking legal system is in the United States, that's probably not gonna happen for like a year. It's okay, and that's gonna be well past the fucking Super Bowl. So like, Rashi Rice is here to stay. Xavier Worthy, great, addition to the Chiefs wide receiver room. We got the best quarterback in the NFL right now, Patrick Mahomes. We got the best tight end, Travis Kelsey. And hear me out. Actually, no, I'll say this later because this is extending beyond the three-peat. So yeah, we got Kelsey, we got Mahomes, we got Rice, we got Worthy, we got Chris Jones. I know we lost Legere Sneed. That was tough. But Trent McDuffie is like, I just realized this. Like, it's been a while since the Super Bowl. But like, Trent McDuffie essentially won us a Super Bowl because like it was like 3rd and 4, I believe, for like the 49ers. It was like near the end of it was our last drive in regulation, the fourth quarter. If they got the completion, if they got the first down, they could have burned out the play clock, I think, and then they could have kicked a field goal, made it really hard for Mahomes to get down the field and win the game. But Trent McDuffie, he tipped the ball, made that pass an incomplete pass, forced the field goal to be a lot earlier, and then that gave Mahomes and the Chiefs enough time to stroll down the field, kick a field goal, send a game to overtime, and then win the game in overtime. Obviously, and Chris Jones also, he essentially wants a Super Bowl. He denied the 49ers a touchdown on their overtime drive, which made it a lot easier for us to score. Like, I'm not saying that, like, if the 49ers scored a touchdown, like, we wouldn't have won, but it would have been a lot harder because think about it then. Because let's say the 49ers score a touchdown, then like they were 19, 9 was 7. The score would have been 26-19. That means we would have had to score. We have to go down, score a touchdown, and get a 2-point conversion, and that's a lot harder than just scoring a touchdown because they got a field goal winning game. So yeah, Chris Jones, Trent McDuffie won a Super Bowl. They're staying. Great wide receiver additions, and of course, great best quarterback and tight end duo in NFL history. Okay, I'm not gonna say NFL history, but like right now. So I do think that those are all the positives and the pros talking about why we are gonna three-peat. And like I said, we're not the same as those other teams. We won the Super Bowl on a down year. Like this Chiefs dynasty potentially, like honestly, could have the potential to be the greatest dynasty in NFL history, even better than like the fucking Patriots. And they were doing that shit for 20 years, right? But think about it. Here's how I did with the fucking Patriots. They won like what 3 Super Bowls in like the early 2000s, and then they didn't go to, and then they win Super Bowls for 10 years, okay, and then like they won another 3 Super Bowls in like what the mid to late, 2010s, and like if Mahomes and the Chiefs, like if we can like consistently keep winning Super Bowls, like to just like one span, I genuinely think that even if we don't, like I genuinely think that we can be the best dynasty in the history of the NFL, and it all starts with this repeat if we can get it. Now, here is one of the reasons why I don't think the chances are that high, and that is because of the schedule. Now, obviously, every team's stats get worse, and like obviously, it's gonna be a lot harder for us in general because every team in the NFL right now, they are designing their team in a way like they're trying to figure out how can we beat the Chiefs? How can we beat the Chiefs? All right, and like they're making it, and like every time we face a team, they're gonna be giving us their best fucking effort. All right, because they want to beat us. We are their Super Bowl. All right, so that's gonna make this year's playoffs a lot harder. And obviously, that's not even mentioning the schedule. We play on what 6 out of 7 days of the week. We have an extremely early bye week. So, like I said, we're gonna play on 6 out of 7 days of the week. Rest is gonna be inconsistent. It's gonna be all over the place. And like we got a tough schedule. Okay, we gotta face off the Ravens. In week 1. They're gonna be mad. They got a fucking bone to pick after we embarrassed their fucking asses in the AFC Championship after they talked so much fucking shit. God, I'm sorry. It's just like I remember the week leading up to the AFC Championship. So much shit from Ravens fans and complete radio silence afterwards. So they talked so much shit. They got a bone to pick after we embarrassed them in the AFC Championship. And then the week after, we got fucking Joe Burrow and the Bengals. And like to be honest, I could see a universe where we don't beat the Ravens, but we do beat the Bengals because Joe Burrow, he's still coming off that fucking injury. All right, he's not gonna be completely 100%. As much as Bengals fans want to admit that he is, he's not. Okay, and he's injury prone as well, so God knows him getting injured again. But we'll see. So yeah, to be honest, I could see us starting off 2-0, but like it doesn't matter. Okay, schedule's gonna be tough, but like I said, we won the Super Bowl on a fucking down year. Okay. So, to be honest, after thinking about it, I do think we're gonna three-peat. And like, to be honest, like, people say that if let's say we three-peat, all right, we won 3 Super Bowls in a row. We have done something that no other team in the NFL throughout its entire history has done. That already puts us at like one of the peak dynasties. That's what 4 Super Bowls and like what. See, next year it will be 2025 Super Bowl. We won our first Super Bowl in 2020. Like 4 Super Bowls in like what 5-6 years? Yeah, 4 Super Bowls in 6 years, right? Because this was 3 and 5 years. So next year would be 4 and 6 years if we won. So yeah, we'd win 4 Super Bowls in 6 years. But the 2 times we didn't. Sorry, with like what the 3 Super Bowls we didn't win, like we lost by overtime in the AFC Championship because D Ford lined up offsides. We lost in the Super Bowl against the Buccaneers because fucking Mahomes didn't have an O line and apparently all the wide receivers like forgot to bring their hands. And then we lost in the AFC Championship against the Bengals after blowing a 21-3 lead with Mahomes throwing a bad pick. Okay, that was like a really bad loss. Okay, but like ever since then, like all right, sorry, I'm sorry, I'm just muttering. But yeah, first of all, if we three-peat, that'll be really good. But a lot of people are gonna say that this dynasty is short, right? Because Kelsey's getting old and Andy Reid's getting old. Well, I'm just gonna say this: Mahomes, he is a brilliant quarterback. All right, he's intelligent. He is young. I'm gonna say it right now. Like Andy Reid and Kelsey, they've been there since 2013, all right? And that's when Alex Smith was like the quarterback, right? I'm not saying Alex Smith's bad. Alex Smith was good. But, even with Alex Smith, Andy Reid, he could only get like two to the he can never get past the divisional round, right? We never made it to the AFC Championship under Alex Smith. Mahomes comes in, takes us all the way to the AFC Championship, and almost wins this AFC Championship in his first year as a starter. Mahomes is a difference maker, okay? And like I genuinely do believe that he can win without Kelsey or Andy Reid. Let's take a look. Take a look at this season. Kelsey, he had under 1,000 yards and he went 11-6. You know why? Because we have receivers like Rashi Rice. Justin Watson. He's also good. Like these are like we. I think Mahomes proved that he doesn't need Travis Kelsey to like win a Super Bowl. I mean, even like Kelsey was good in the playoffs, but if you look at the Super Bowl, like I wouldn't say he had like really like. I mean, he did well, but like he didn't even score a touchdown in the Super Bowl. So like I'm just saying like like Mahomes doesn't need Kelsey, and I don't think he needs Andy Reid. Right, he's learned a lot in his 6 years in the NFL. So I do believe that this dynasty, like with Mahomes, the difference maker is Patrick Mahomes, and he is going to like I think essentially like he's gonna be that guy that wins us like so many Super Bowls in the past. I mean, in like the future, mind you. So overall, it's like July of 2024. Obviously, it's really early, but I do think that we have a good enough chance of three-peating. I'm not gonna say it's guaranteed. All right, I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't do it because it's gonna be tough. But like I said, we are an amazing team. We have only gotten better in the offseason. We won the Super Bowl this year, and we just got better. We acquired new wide receivers and everything. So like obviously, if they do three-peat, I do think that we have a good shot. I'm gonna say I don't want to give like a number to it because I don't want to sound too overconfident or too pessimistic. So, but I do think there is a realistic chance that we could be the first team in NFL history to win 3 Super Bowls in a row. So yeah, that's about all. I just wanted to talk about that. Peace.